This is the same length as some of the other episodes this season, but they fit so much into it.
It felt like I was watching a better product.
We finish each other's executions.
This is how Matt Murdock drinks his coffee.
Greetings, Palaxians. Today on the Bounty Board, we're discussing how Daredevil Born Again Episode 8 breathes new life into the show. So kick up that warp drive and let's punch it.
Welcome back to the Guardians of the Palaxy podcast, one and all. It is me, MT, and I'm here today with three of my wonderful, amazing friends, Whitney, Brett, and Mr. Tommy Big Hand Gang brother, Bechtold. What's going on, gang?
These headphones are screaming right now.
Screaming from that stretch.
They're about to snap like a wishbone.
For those headphones, Tommy's head is like a medieval torture device.
That's
like
right.
one of those racks.
Stretcher.
Like the stretcher.
We need to create like audio domes or something, like headphones for big-headed men.
Audio domes for big head gangs.
Yes. You know, back in an old life, there was always talk of big head gang merch at another company we won't speak of. But you know what? No one can stop us. No, MT.
Nobody can stop us now.
Can stop me.
The hiccups might be able to stop you, but not the manufacturing process.
You know, I was told once I got sober, I wasn't going to get hiccups anymore. And that was a lie. So I'm going to check out here for a second until I can talk like a normal person. But we have big news.
Yes, Whitney, take it away.
News. Hello, pals. It's your pal, Whitney. And I'm here today to tell you that we have finally started a Patreon. So many of you have asked us to do this. We get requests all the time. We think that that's the sweetest thing in the world. You can go check out the link below and see if there's any tiers that work for you financially. We know we're in a recession. We kept that shit very low. So don't worry about it. Please come support your pals. Share it with your pals. We would appreciate it so much. And we love you guys.
Yes, we're so excited for our new Patreon. Thank you, Whitney. But this week, it's all about Daredevil number 8. And speaking of money fundraising, this episode
shit.
has Kingpin really back in his best form. True Kingpin style. Just like squeezing all the money out of the New York's elite. But then something tragic happens. But we're kind of jumping ahead of ourselves here. First of all, I want to say that this episode, the cinematography is 10 out of 10. Like,
sensational.
Something just shifted, man. Like with the new team, it's just like they really know what they're doing. And like it just felt like I was watching a better product, which is very I don't want to say odd for a Marvel Studios TV show, but like usually as they go on, like they kind of lose steam. But like I felt like we got reinvigorated for this episode 8. I was like, oh my God, this is like, we're picking up.
We should mention that it's been reported that episode 8 is kind of the first episode that was purely run by the new showrunners after the kind of reorganizing of the show. Yeah. This was kind of the first time they cooked without the other chefs. And I agree with you, MT. I think right from the very first shot of the flower kind of going from grayscale to this vibrant blue, just the way it was filmed, it was like, oh, this is very artistic, and credit where credit's due. There was some great shots in the first 7 episodes as well, but this to me was like, this set the tone for really what I thought was a pretty banner episode of MCU TV, Disney Plus MCU TV. I thought this immediately to me took a place in the pantheon of Disney Plus TV episodes.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, especially after last week when I think that me, Brett, and Tommy, I don't know about you, MT, but last week's episode was a little more disappointing than the other 7 have been. So I was so pleasantly surprised that this episode, like you said, really picked it right back up for us. Hella reinvigorated, so fucking ready for the rest of this series. I love it. I love the cinematography as well. My favorite camera angle shot, and sorry, Brett, I know that you were also going to say this and I'll let you talk about it more. But the Bullseye shot, like the eye lens shot before he shoots the big man himself.
Yeah, the aspect ratio change is very, very
cool. Yeah. I love when they do that.
So cool.
It's amazing how jam-packed this episode is. Like, this is the same length as some of the other episodes this season, but they fit so much into it. and it's just really dense. And there's like some of the greatest writing in this season. I really love "We're just babysitting chaos" line. Fucking, that's a banger line.
That's because that's how it feels when you have to deal with me and Tommy.
Everyone that's ever worked at a podcast company or a YouTube company with Whitney and I has been babysitting chaos for a
Just
long.
babysitting chaos the whole time.
Chaos is a good thing. But no, I really did like that line because like that's essentially what the entire MCU and even the Marvel comics is all about. It's about order versus chaos and like the balance in between that. And so like whenever they use the words orders or chaos in a Marvel thing, I feel like everyone should have their ears perked up just to have like those two concepts into the back of your mind, because like, I don't know, I feel this entire universe is all about, order versus chaos.
It's that, and it's also just commentary as well on, the way that our criminal justice system works.
Yes,
because a lot of the time, we try to have these laws and these safeguards in place. And, a lot of the time people are doing their best, but people slip through the cracks, and there are people in law enforcement who shouldn't be. And there are people in the justice system who are not there with pure intentions in their hearts and shouldn't be part of it.
100%.
Yeah, the scales of justice are unbalanced. It was a great line.
But yeah, no, I really love this episode. Like Bullseye being Bullseye, and like what we learned about Vanessa being the big problem, and the reason why Foggy is dead was just like, oh my god, like it feels like we have two kingpins now. We have a kingpin and a queenpin, and like it's so cool to have like an extra kingpin in the mix, because I love Isla Jur and like her trail of Queenpin, and it's so crazy that she was going to be recast with actress Sandrine Holt, because like I feel like her character would not hit as well if it was a new face. Like I feel like the part of the MCU that makes the MCU shine is seeing the same familiar faces grow and change and like become different people, and watching her specifically go from like a curator of art who's just minding her own business to a savage person that's able to shoot her former fling in the face after being imprisoned. Like, God, like that
was hard as fuck.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. She's had some of the most interesting character development in any MCU character. I really enjoyed the conversation that Bullseye and Daredevil had. Because obviously over the course of Kirsten tells Matt that, Bullseye wants to talk to Daredevil for a particular reason. He's like, I'm not going to do that. But then he ends up doing it anyway because he likes to torture himself. And then Bullseye's like, hey, if you're really a good guy like you always say you are, like you would actually defend me, like you would defend your enemy. And so like
another great line and moment in the episode.
Exactly. And so like him taking the shot for Kingpin by the end of the episode just felt like a very like, oh shit, like he actually took that conversation to heart and he defended his enemy like an actual savior would.
What I love about that was it was like, okay, you're not my arch nemesis. You're a bad guy of the week, but Kingpin's my arch nemesis. I'll take a bullet for him, not for you.
Like, I understand that I'm your arch nemesis, but you're not my arch nemesis. If that makes sense.
It's like the Lego Batman movie all over again. It's like, oh, come on, man. That's what I was doing. But yeah, man, it was just really cool to see like a different side of Bullseye. Like it's the whole like blue tint of like, his theme. Like it really just feels like whenever we see that blue tint, it's like we're being put in his cold perspective of like, hey, I'm gonna kill people for fun because that's what I do. I mean, I don't give a damn about any other person. But I'm wondering why, like, what his connection is with the Fisks exactly, and like what and why Vanessa felt the need to kill an innocent Foggy boy who just wanted to hang out with his friends and be a good lawyer.
Just wanted to hook up with Kirsten.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ordered an expensive whiskey, was celebrating.
He was on his way. But a different kind of penetration happened that night, unfortunately for Mr. Foggy.
Bullet penetration.
Yeah, baby, that's the wrong kind.
Back shots for Foggy.
He got 3
Back shots for Foggy.
But yeah, no, like I'm very curious to see, like, to learn exactly what that connection is. Like, what do you guys think it'll end up being?
I think there's more to be disclosed about what Foggy had going on. Obviously, to me, it's like he had something else cooking that he wasn't letting Matt and Karen, or maybe Karen knew, but Matt didn't know about. Perhaps he was, gathering evidence to exonerate someone that could implicate Wilson or something like that. Maybe there was something. Obviously, he was a threat to the Fisk empire, right? Like that's why you get rid of people. You get rid of people that are going to make your life hard or are a threat to you. So that's what I was told, growing up in a mafia family. But I like that I said that. Like, I was like, that's why you get rid of people, guys. When they make too much noise. When they get a little too mouthy, you got to kill them.
Okay, wait. Speaking of a little too mouthy, can I just talk about something really quick that has been bothering me since I watched this episode? Okay, so in the first scene where Matt is there, when he and his girlfriend are just talking in the kitchen, and he's like, babe, why don't you like Daredevil? And she's like, I don't know, like him and Muse both kind of sucked. That was awful. And he was like, no, but babe, Daredevil was like kind of sexy, right? And she was like, no, absolutely not. And he was like, okay, but wouldn't you say he was pretty charming? And she was like, fuck no, Matt. That guy almost fucking killed me. He was just doing it for himself. So that scene was great for that reason. But the other thing that like I cannot stop thinking about is the way that Matt Murdock drinks his coffee. Okay, this is how it happens. Here's how a normal person takes a sip of their coffee. I'm going to try to side angle it so you can see. This is normal.
Go for it. Simulation.
That looks normal to me. I mean, that's how when I think of coffee, that's how I think of it drank.
This is how Matt Murdock drinks his coffee.
Oh my God.
Well, you got to remember.
He unhinges his jaw like a fucking snake and shoves the whole bottom of the cup in there. I'm not joking. Yeah. Brett and I rewound it 3 times because I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way that's how this man drinks a cup of coffee. I
couldn't hear the show over Whitney being like, look how he drinks coffee. He's such a weirdo. And I'm trying to listen, trying to focus.
It was fucking crazy. That was the take that nobody on set thought to be like, hey, Charlie, could you try drinking that a little more normal? Nobody thought to say that at all. That was the shot that they used. Maybe there is a shot of him drinking it normal. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not how he always drinks his coffee. But why? Why did they go with the one where he unhinges his jaw like a snake?
Here's my theory on what happened. They're like, cut, Charlie. You drank your coffee like a psychopath. He said, oh, no, that's not. I drank it for a very specific reason. I drank my coffee with an unhinged jaw because Matt Murdock is a blind man and therefore needs more mouth circumference to catch the coffee. Imagine a world where Matt Murdock goes to court and has to defend a criminal with coffee all over his shirt. If I open my mouth and create a massive ditch-like mechanism, I make sure no coffee spills out all over my shirt. And they're like, exactly. And then the director just went, we don't have time for this shit. Fine. That's fine.
Listen, guys, we were supposed to wrap 20 minutes ago. Everyone go on break.
A third meal now. We can't do tacos again. The union's on our ass. And he just looked at the script supervisor. He's like, star that take. All right.
Yeah.
You got it. Matt drinks coffee like an asshole. That's fine. That's canon now. Thank you.
Anyways, back to Vanessa.
Back to Vanessa. Who I'm sorry to keep talking, but I also have an observation on. I loved what a girl's girl Vanessa was in this episode. Because as soon as she sees Maddie's GF standing alone, she's just like, oh my God, babe, are you like here by yourself? And she's like, yeah, my date was supposed to come. And she's like, girl, let's fix that. There are like so many rich single men here. But I know this party is like so stuffy and boring, right? Like a bunch of rich people. At least we have champagne, girl. Cheers. That was their interaction. And I loved it. Oh my God, just like break up with him. If you're bored, break up with him. Whatever. Let's find you a new daddy. Like that was literally the vibe of their conversation. And I loved it so much. I was like, fuck yeah, that's exactly how I would handle it. If one of my friends came up and if my therapist was like, hey, my boyfriend didn't show up to your big fancy party, I'd be like, Dr. Boreas, let's fix that, girl. Come on. It'd be great.
Oh my God. No, like I feel like she was definitely trying to lessen the pain of when she eventually killed her boyfriend. She was like, let's find you a new man. So that when we kill Matt, it won't hurt as
You should
bad.
be looking elsewhere anyway. Honestly, I don't see you guys being successful long term.
And honestly, girl, have you seen the way that he drinks his coffee? It's kind of weird.
It's very off-putting. Red flag. Yes.
It gives me the ick, girl. Break up with Matt.
So what I thought happened with Foggy and Vanessa.
Yeah.
Sorry for this 9-hour detour.
About that?
Yeah, we were talking about something that I think would have been
Who
really
the fuck
interesting
is
to the
Foggy?
audience.
Foggy? Is that the coffee that he drinks?
I'm sorry that I focus on the dumbest things. I'm sorry.
It's not you, it's her. Matt was saying that it had to do with the case with, what was his name? Dumb Benny?
Dumb Benny.
Dumb Benny.
Which is-
I love that too.
Yeah, what a great line. Just, it had to do with Dumb Benny. And in that first episode, Kristen said that Dumb Benny got caught breaking into a warehouse and then he was found with a bunch of really high-end wine afterwards. So my thought is he walked into something that Vanessa was doing that would have made Fisk believe that he was being betrayed by her. So I think there's going to be tension coming between Vanessa and Fisk, even though they just kind of repaired it a little bit. So I'm still on Vanessa's the ultimate baddie of this season. I think there's going to be something between some sort of tension between her and Fisk that's going to cause some chaos that needs to be babysat.
Oh yeah, I mean, Vanessa was running that ship totally fine by herself until Wilson just came in. So I feel like there is inevitably going to be some type of tension between Vanessa and Wilson because bad guys don't like to get along. Like it's very rarely that you'll see two co-leaders, two villain co-leaders be like, yeah, we're totally fine with sharing power. That doesn't really work out.
We finish each other's executions.
That is what they did. They did finish each other's executions in this episode. It was like, I can't kill your boyfriend, babe. And she was like, that's fine. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, no problem. He's like, I put the key right next to the gun. You were supposed to give him the gun and let him run away. Well, that would have been funny if he's like, I didn't mean for you to kill him. I put the key on the table.
Yeah, you were supposed to free him, babe.
I feel like with Wilson Fisk's weird skewed sense of justice, the conflict now is going to be Vanessa being like, we have to kill Matt, and Wilson being like, I can't kill him. He saved my life.
He's a bro now.
I feel like Wilson Fisk has this weird short-term loyalty to people who do good by him. Like he's going to he's going to spend the next episode trying to be like, we have to keep Matt, I owe Matt a life debt. And then he's going to cash it out on himself and be like, we got to kill Matt Murdock. He'll get over it. He'll get over himself. But it's they kind of set us up with that diner scene where he's like, it's not entirely unpleasant to see you, blah, blah, blah. It's when they set up that this Fisk is kind of has a weird, not tolerance for Matt Murdock. The guy, Matt Murdock ruined his life. Daredevil ruined his life. So,
but they have chemistry. So
I ship them, quite frankly. I think Vanessa and the counselor should get together.
Really good bed.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's not a bed strong enough in the world for those two. My God.
I definitely feel like it's going to be really weird for Fisk post this shooting because how is he going to sell? Because obviously he wants to arrest Matt Murdock and expose him for being a vigilante, but he can't really do that now that Matt Murdock has very publicly saved his life. So if you were to arrest Matt Murdock, it will only help people to feel sympathy for Matt because he was a hero, much like with Hector Ayala when they revealed that he was actually White Tiger. So I wonder how Kingpin is going to actually handle this dynamic. I wonder if I wonder if the show had Matt Murdock save Kingpin so that it gives them a narrative reason for Kingpin to not say anything for season 2 because he knows. And it's kind of crazy that he hasn't spilled the beans to the public already.
Well, conversely, I would say this now gives Kingpin an opportunity to make Matt Murdock so famous that he can't be Daredevil, right? He's the man who saved the mayor. You make him into this celebrity attorney who's also a physical hero and literally took a bullet for the mayor. You don't have a lot of private time then, right? If you put all eyes on the man with no fear, he's not going to be as successful at getting away to do his daredeviling. So I wonder if that's Fisk's play, is just to be like, I'm going to make I'm going to force Matt Murdock into this public front-facing like alliance with me so that he will have more trouble being a vigilante.
No, that's actually very interesting. That would be cool.
Paving the way for a Daredevil No Way Home scenario where Daredevil shows up at Doctor Strange's house like, everyone knows who I am.
That's right. Hey, give me the Parker. And then Dr. Strange's like, who's Parker? What are you talking about?
And then Daredevil's like, oh, right. I was on Netflix, so the spell didn't affect me. And the other
there was a hex comb in front of Netflix.
The Jeff Loeb shield.
We had a Drew Goddard net over us that could not be penetrated.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, like I'm really interested to see what happens after this episode because like shit's about to go down. The freaking Kingpin's task force is out of control. Like freaking burning that guy's hand. Like that is
right in front of the chief of police too, or the commissioner.
Exactly.
Like that was just kind of like that was the official like they're off the leash, right? Like it's just like these guys do not care. They only answer to Kingpin, and now they're openly defying the chief of police. And, you know, I thought that led to an interesting nugget. His interactions with BB were really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Where we kind of, you know, BB more revealed herself to be the kind of person that I was kind of saying Michael Gandolfini's character was being. Like, she's obviously motivated by the murder of her father, who Kingpin was the lead suspect in, right? We found that out.
And I think, like, what that means for Michael Gandolfini's character is that he's sort of a reflection of how corrupt politicians spread their corruption throughout the entire system, right? And it's not only, you don't only see it with like the task force, but you also see it with this character who is not qualified for the role that he just got promoted to and is now threatening
immediately starts acting
people
10 times shittier once he gets the promotion.
Threatening his previous manager who is qualified to do that role.
Well, she's going to team up with BB, I think, clearly. She's going to start back channeling BB. There's going to be a BB back channel.
If she still has a job.
Right.
Okay, my favorite interaction, though, between the commissioner and BB was when she's just like, I'd love to hear more about that, sir. And then you hear play that funky music, White Boy start. It's basically like, I do want to hear more. But first, I have to go get funky.
It is a weird song to get the rights for.
It sure is, baby. A fun fact about me is that I can sing Play That Funky Music, White Boy in sign language. So, just saying.
Now you gotta do
just saying. Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down the boogie and play that funky music till you die. Till you die!
I would have loved if Bullseye timed his shot to the end, like to the till you die piece of that line. It's like, till you die.
Oh shit, that would have been fucking great.
I was gonna say, they're like, this is too smooth. Whoever shot that guy was too slick with it. Play that funky music.
But before, obviously, the task force grabs that news reporter, he was actually arrested or brought to the side because he took pictures of Kingpin and Swordsman having their conversation. And it was interesting to see Tony Dalton appear again as a Swordsman. And I really hope that we see him in action as Swordsman, because like, what's the point of having Tony Dalton in the show at all? I mean, obviously, like it's great to have another vigilante like represented in this series, but like he was in Hawkeye, didn't really do much. Now he's here and he's not really doing much. So like, a lot of people don't know the character of Swordsman in general. He's kind of very obscure, a Marvel character, and like he was a core member of the Avengers for a while.
Yeah, he was an Avenger.
But like, but like a lot of people still don't know who he is. So like, I think that if you're going to have Tony Dalton appear in the show, he should have had a much bigger role by now, I feel. But hopefully episode 9.
I think he's the target in episode 9, right?
Gotta be.
He was threatened in this episode. And if Fisk isn't like, oh, I got to get Daredevil in custody because Daredevil's now his hero, it would make sense that you're going to go, let's go after Swordsman.
He hasn't had his near-death experience yet. We already had Mr. Khan in the bank, and Swordsman hasn't gotten his moment yet. So
it would make sense for Fisk to threaten, Tony Dalton with perhaps pinning the assassination attempt on him or something, because he needs a lot from him, right? Like he needs his money, he needs his support. He knows that he's Swordsman, like he doxes him in that room or threatens to dox him. So I wonder if it's rather than a physical threat, if it's more of a like, hey, we're going to pin this assassination attempt on you. You very publicly don't like me. And
well, like Kingpin already did that to him in Hawkeye by pinning the death of his uncle Armand.
That's a good point. Good point.
I mean, like he can do it again. Like, why not? I mean, he's mayor now, so maybe it'll work this time.
Now he's gonna kingpin murders on everybody.
Hey, that's why they call him the Kingpin. Look, one of the things I liked about this episode, or found interesting, was how fed up Heather was getting with Matt and his lies, and like she could tell that something was wrong or something was off, but like he refuses to tell her anything. Like, even like, I get that he's afraid of her reaction after her dealings with Muse, but like, you owe this woman so much explanation, especially if you're going to continue with a long-term relationship. Like, if you're going to be like, oh my God, Fisk is this crazy person, elaborate, bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like,
fucking elaborate, bitch. Communicate. This is a relationship. Communicate.
Like, exactly. Like, what's the point? Is this like a booty call that you're not going to be like serious about? Or are you going to like marry this woman down the line? Like, what's the deal here? Like, come on. Like, why are you hiding this shit?
Yeah.
So like, that's one of my biggest frustrations with Matt. And like, I'm on Team Heather all the way. I'm like, yo, girl, like, I want you to like be able to ride off to the sunset after this, because Matt, he doesn't deserve you. Like, you deserve
He's not boyfriend material.
He's not boyfriend material at the moment, and he's got some healing to do.
Yeah. He's married to the coffee cup.
He's married to the coffee cup. Babe, that's what he wants in his mouth right now, and that's not your fault.
Do you think Heather was like, oh God?
Yeah, that's what gave her the ick. That's what gave her the ick, and she was like, "Fuck, I gotta break up with this guy. He fucking drinks coffee, so weird, and he's not communicating well. Yeah, no, I'm done." And I thought it sucks though, because she was clearly like, "Bro, I'm about to break up with your ass," and then he got shot, and now it's like, "Oh, if I break up with him, I'm such an asshole. I have to take care of him. His arm's probably gonna be in a sling for a couple of weeks." Fuck.
Like that. Honestly, that is so true, because like, what do you say to your friends? It's like, oh yeah, I broke up with my blind boyfriend after he got shot.
Yeah, what do you say to your friend?
Like, what?
You look like a dick.
That's like layer upon layer of like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
And her friends would be like, but Heather, he took care of you when you were in the hospital.
Exactly.
After you almost got killed by a serial killer. You can't extend the courtesy to him. Wow, Heather. Wow. So
Poor Heather Glenn.
Poor Heather. But I'm on her side. I think that if she wants to leave her shitty boyfriend, Matt, who she does not know is Daredevil, okay? Maybe he's a great boyfriend once you know he's Daredevil, and then you can be like, oh, babe, thanks for keeping the city safe. But she doesn't know, so he's kind of a shitty boyfriend. So I'm with you, MT.
I don't know how she doesn't know yet, though. I'm really confused.
Yeah, she's smart. She's like a doctor.
I know. I get that it's a show about superheroes, and the people who are not vigilantes are supposed to not know. But, like, the man has rib cage and, like, kidney bruising at all times. He has a new scar every week. He's already horrifically scarred. She's like, man, this is one active criminal defense attorney. This is a criminal defense attorney who just keeps finding himself. He must have been parkouring
at City Hall again. Dang.
Come on. He's Daredevil. He's the man without fear.
Seriously. Like, he knows the Punisher, Spider-Man, like all these superheroes. Like, yeah, totally.
Stop assuming just because he's blind, he can't be Daredevil. Yeah.
Yeah, that's ableist, Heather.
Heather, maybe he should break up with you and drink just pleasure that coffee cup for the rest of his days.
Just pleasure it with his wide open maw for the rest of his days.
God.
Oh my God.
One of the things that I enjoyed about Heather this episode was I felt like last week we talked about how Muse was underutilized throughout this series.
Mm-hmm.
And one, I want to hear your opinions on that, MT, but also what I think they did is they were able to use Heather as sort of the vehicle to explore a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see explored between Matt and Muse by just having Heather psychoanalyze both the characters. And I thought that was really interesting. And I thought that was a cool way to be like, all right, here's how we spin the first 7 episodes in a way that like retroactively makes it interesting.
And no, I totally agree. Like, one of the biggest sins of this season is the rushed character of Muse, because Muse is so much more interesting and menacing in the comics, like tenfold. His power set is like is a perfect counter to Daredevil's, and like he's just a lot more interesting. I remember reading that first Muse appearance and being like, oh my god, we need to have this man in the MCU immediately. Mm-hmm. So like I hope and pray. Like I'm not a huge like reverse like a death guy in my media, because like if a death happens, I like when it stays permanent.
You can't stand the Passion of the Christ. You hate that.
You fucking hate that movie. It makes me so mad.
Like, I hate when they reverse death.
I hate when the guy who dies comes back 3 days later, but the tomb is empty. Fuck.
But like, you know, I really would not be mad if Muse came back with like mutant powers post Secret Wars, like after, if they reboot, do a little soft reboot, because like I think they need to like give him another go.
Well, MT, I want, just for your nerd approval, I want you to hear my theory that I pitched in last week's episode, that Muse be an artistic version of Bishop, where like how Bishop can do any technology thing simply by interacting with it. Muse can do any artistic endeavor simply by interacting with it. Hence why he's a good martial artist and a good drawer.
That is interesting.
Yes,
I think that'd be cool.
Really adept at art in general.
Yeah,
I like that a lot, because like that could sort of like stretch out to different areas and like Interesting. Oh,
I just wanted your approval, Dad.
No, I really like that as like as a secret part of his power set, because like it really does open the doors for him to be like this super like Swiss Army knife of like a villain. So like I like that. I think that they should just add that to the comics, honestly, because it works.
Thanks.
I want to see Muse.
I think so.
I want to see Muse do.
See if I'm free. Sorry.
I want to see Muse do a one-man rendition of Wicked on Broadway, because if he's good at all of the arts, that means that there's a part of him that's a theater kid somewhere deep inside.
If you want to find me, look on Heather's floor. I was shot 3 times. I am not alive anymore.
Oof. More like Wicked Dead, am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, so they can like revive him, right, with like the hand. They've done resurrections in Daredevil before.
I guess yeah, that's true.
And I mean, people are saying that he's been confirmed for season 2, which would be pre-Secret Wars, I believe. But I don't know. They left him like laying on the floor bleeding out, so I don't really know how they bring him back in world without, you know, ninjas reviving him, but I don't understand why they would.
It would be cool if he like bonded with the paint, like if his blood, like if he had a bunch of his extra like paint and it like went into his blood and like mutated his cells or something like that. His weird indestructible paint that can't come off of buildings made him kind of indestructible.
Oh, what if he has a picture of Dorian Gray that spits out bullets?
Yes. Now we're cooking. Well, we solved episode 7 just in time for episode 8. There.
All right, so what do you guys think will happen in this season finale in episode 9? Do you guys think we'll see like the Swordsman in action? Do you guys think we'll see any cameos?
I think that for me,
Stanley.
episode 9. Stanley.
Oh no!
Speaking of coming back from the dead.
Speaking of which, anyone can come back.
Oh my God! I've been dead for 8 years, Daredevil. I can't handle this. Why did you bring back my corpse, Daredevil? Please let me stay dead.
He's in Doctor Strange's zombie corpse from the Multiverse of Madness, and that's the cameo.
As long as he can make the arms, the
all the arms. Yes,
all the arms. I think it's going to be a custody battle for Daredevil's soul between Vanessa and Wilson Fisk. There's going to be there's going to be a like, do we tell Heather? Do we kill him? Do we let him live? How can we use him? Daredevil will be a piece on the Fisk chessboard at the beginning of the episode, and by the end, I believe he'll be liberated, and it will be firmly Wilson Fisk v. Matt Murdock.
Liberation Day. 2. Oh my God.
Right. We're going to tear up the shit out of the Fisk family.
I kind of think the same thing. I think that we are going to see like Vanessa and Fisk have to potentially reconcile all the shit that she did while he was in jail, because there's clearly a lot of stuff that she's not aware of. And it's kind of like, well, honey, I did some things while you were out of town. Like, they got to have that conversation at some point. I made a couple boo-boos with the company. I'm sorry. So I think that they have to like have that conversation, obviously, not only as now co-supervillains, but as a married couple. I wonder if they are going to continue to try to get Heather away from Matt, because she is, I do believe she is going to be there, like when he wakes up in the hospital, having had the bullet successfully removed from his little arm. I think she's still going to be there, but it's like, how much are they going to try to poison her against him? And how much are they going to try to take away from Matt this time, while simultaneously fucking him over and forcing him to do what they need?
No, I like that. What about you, Brett?
Now that I'm thinking about it more, I think whatever Vanessa did when Fisk was away has to be something that is going to threaten to unravel his complete mayoralship. And I think that's going to be revealed in that episode. I also think we're going to see Angela again. Maybe just at the end, either it's going to be her or it's going to be Swordsman that's going to be threatened by this task force. And then we get, Punisher back, because Punisher's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, you're right.
It would be cool if like Angela Del Toro gets arrested at the beginning of the episode as White Tiger and becomes like the face for this anti-vigilante task force movement. Like she's like their like public enemy number one, and then it ends up in if she ends up getting rescued by Frank Castle.
I was literally just thinking about the idea of Frank Castle taking in White Tiger as like an apprentice.
Right.
That would be so cool. Because she has that anger like against
Punisher and his cub.
That would be so rad.
They can name their lair the Tiger Castle.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Joe
Exotic approved.
Del Toro.
Yeah. The Mojo Jojo Del Toro house.
Oh my god.
Well, we're not going anywhere but up from there. Or down from there.
Absolutely.
Foggy too, right? There's got to be something with Foggy.
We gotta figure that out.
Didn't Marvel tease that comic of like, Foggy faking his death?
Yes.
Was it on their Instagram or something like that?
Yep.
So like we could see Foggy appear in episode 9 or in season 2. And I wonder how they would, like, if they do resurrect Foggy, I wonder how they would actually end up explaining that. Because Daredevil literally heard him die. So like they would probably have to be like, oh, remember that stuff Nick Fury used in Winter Soldier that slowed down his heart? Like, we give it to Foggy and blah, blah, blah. And
Project Tahiti again.
Phil Coulson just comes out. He's like, I'm back again.
Yeah.
I love
we find him.
Phil Coulson, baby.
Dude, the post credit scene is just Foggy like waking up, sitting up out of a body bag, and he's surrounded by Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Phil Coulson. They're just like,
Maria
welcome.
Hill gets up too.
Welcome. Yeah.
Is there going to go down? Is there going to be a bigger L being taken than Secret Invasion killing off Maria Hill for absolutely no reason, and then
just for no fucking reason,
becoming absolute Marvel poison that will never be discussed again outside of like the passing message of Skrulls? Like, could it be a Skrull? Yeah, no.
Bro, I think that Matt's a Skrull the way he drinks coffee. Dude, the unhinging of the jaw. I'm like, bro, you are not a human being. I'm sorry that I can't stop talking about it. I'm never gonna stop talking about it.
I mean, the unhinged jaw like a snake. I cannot wait for episode 9. It's going to be so great to talk about it with you guys. And thank you guys so much for coming here to the Palaxy to spend time with us and listen to us ramble about Marvel stuff. We love you guys so much. And again, our Patreon, we are just launching that. It's already launched, right? Or is launching very soon?
Yes. As of this episode, it is launched. Brett is putting a little link right there. You can probably see it. I can't because I'm at home on a different day.
This is the past.
But yeah, this is the past. Ooh. No, and the one more thing I'll just say about the Patreon, we are planning on adding like cooler prizes and stuff for each tier. We will. We promise. Right now they're a little basic, but guess what? We need money first so that we can bring you guys more of that. So
I'm a little basic.
So
I'm a little
in the
basic.
comments, like, let us know what you guys would want to see as a Patreon
bonus content.
I'll show feet. Honestly, $5 I'll show feet. You don't even have to ask.
Okay, a little baby spoiler. A spoiler for one of the tiers. It literally says, if you have any weird requests, send them directly to Tommy. Don't bother Whitney and MT.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
All right, pals. Take care of your pals. Love your pals. Check in on your pals. Make sure your pals are not drinking coffee like that, like a fucking little weirdo like Tommy and Matt are. And we love you guys. We'll see you around. Bye.
Yes, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.